So there are many resources you can use to self-learn in 2023, and there are three things you should be looking for when trying to learn something, a language in 2023. So the first thing you want to do, or the first thing you want to look for is it enjoyable? Is it fun and is it interactive? Because coming from personal experience, if it's not, you're not going to want to learn more. You're not going to be incentivized to learn more things. So second thing is feedback. Am I getting this right or wrong? Or am I just like repeating the same mistakes over and over again? Because if you're repeating the same mistakes over and over again, chances are it's going to become a habit and it's going to be a bad habit and you're going to be kind of screwing yourself over in the long run. So make sure you're getting feedback. And third thing you want to look for is progression. Am I getting better at this or am I just staying in the same place over and over again? And I don't think I need to explain why you should look for that because the whole point of these resources are to help you progress. So I'll just be suggesting resources for each of these three categories that I've kind of laid out, and by all means, go out and explore your own kind of resources and try to see if they fall into these categories. And yeah, so for the first resource I've kind of listed out, it's called LanguagePod, and this is on YouTube. LanguagePod, it offers like these 4 hour videos in different languages, and in the videos they have sections, right? They have sections, and in these sections they have kind of like scenarios. So like in one section they're talking about buying something from a mall, and in the other one they're talking about reserving a hotel room in a hotel. And it forces you to kind of like listen to this and there's two people, right? There's a speaker and then there's like another speaker, right? And it forces you to kind of like interpret what they're saying in the language that you want to learn. And then after that, it kind of prompts you to like answer the question for each section. So like if they're booking a hotel, they're going to ask you like what is the right hotel for this person, or like if they're buying something from a mall, they're like what's the highest quality item from this mall. And then why this is so interesting is because it forces you to kind of like learn by yourself. It puts you in context with what's going on. So you're learning new vocabulary words from each like scenario. And that's really good in my opinion. The speakers in this kind of like video, they have really clear accents. They don't have like dialects or anything from like their respective language, which is really nice. So it forces you to learn the language well, and it's fun. So the second resource I would kind of recommend is, since you won't have the luxury of a teacher if you're self-learning, or chances are you probably don't have the luxury of a teacher when you're self-learning. So what I would do is kind of like find a native speaker to kind of like help you or like give you feedback on certain things. So how I'd go about this is simply installing an application that helps you connect with native speakers. And there are three apps kind of out there right now that are really good for that. And I'll rank them by popularity. So the first one is HelloTalk, there's Speaky, and then there's Tandem. And I use HelloTalk for a while now. And I'll say like that's probably the only thing you need because it's pretty good. I've used it. I don't see why you shouldn't be using it. It's pretty good. And then the third resource is for a sense of progression. And this is probably arguably the most important one because if you're not progressing, then you're wasting your time, kind of. So what I would use to diagnose progression would be to use this resource called Anki. If you don't know what Anki is, it's kind of like a library of flashcards that you make yourself. What I like about it is like it's very dynamic. You can use it on your computer, you can use it on your phone, you can use it on a tablet. It's just very dynamic. One downside to it though, but arguably I don't think it's a downside, but you have to create every flashcard yourself, which I think is good. So what if you can get past that? If you can get past that though, it utilizes algorithms and it utilizes algorithms that allow you to memorize things faster using spaced repetition and active recall, which are both like two really good like strategies for memorizing things. I'm pretty sure now in the newer versions of Anki you can kind of like use your microphone and add it onto a flashcard. So you can now practice like voice, tones, diction, and the language through flashcards, which is pretty insane. So there you have it, three things you can use for self-learning languages. And that's pretty much it, guys.